Alright, MCCS Policy Report, Chapter 8. MCCS Program of the Marine Corps Reserve Independent Duty Purpose, Background, Scope, and Policy. MCCS Program Marine Corps Reserve Independent Duty 8000 Pursuit Issue Policy for the MCCS Activity of the Marine Corps Reserve 8001 Background, the Mission MCCS Program of the Marine Corps Reserve that is similar to the regular establishment 8002 Scope. Although not generally installation-based, the MCCS operation supporting reserve establishment, recruiting security guards, or other independent duty Marines must consider all facets of the MCS operation to address the needs of all the Marines reserve and active. These families as much as possible providing programs and services for them. Independent duty is defined by the active duty Marine for the permanently assigned with the units of the attached for the command elements of the non-intended activity located aboard military installation is defined by the Department of Defense group at the facility located in the same vicinity, which for the same support particular function with which may be the elements of the base for the other DoD property not required and supported by the Department of Defense regulation inter-services agreement. Our policy, the MCCS activities will encourage and arrange for the conduct not only with the benefit of reserve the component inspector for the instructor of the staff of the reserve of the other for the independent duty of the Marines, but almost ensure for the interest of the participating of the family and guests of the joint of the MCS recreation equipment on charge of the independent of the unit with the responsible office of the authorized of the both the regular and reserve independent personnel of these families and guests for the practice participation in athletic recreational activities not period. Drill shall not credit roll for the drill attendance purpose for the exemption from the reserve to participate in part of the regional and all marine sport programs shall be used under orders and shall be eligible to the government and benefits within case of illness, injury, or death. 2. Independent duty funding. The DC, MRNRA shall provide with non-appropriate funding, independent duty funding with independent duty for the family day funding, the reserve union with as a per capita basis of these funding shall not be commingled. Funds are expended annually on youth funds as of 31st of January each year with a revert back to the DC operating funds. Independent duty funds, the DC shall provide with the Marines station with an independent duty sites with $120 per year per Marine per year. MCS non-appropriate program funded to provide recreational enhancement activity duty members will permanently detached from the military installation but located within 30 minutes to 30-mile vicinity of the DoD military installation shall receive a $30 per Marine per year. Independent duty for this defined active duty Marines and permanently assigned to the units detached from command elements not tenant activity located aboard military installations or the DoD owned property are not supported by the separate DoD regulation inter-service agreements of the money shall be spent per for the guns of the paragraph 13, 13, 13, 14 Marine Corps prohibited with the augmented Marine station with the installation of other service fund, moral welfare, recreation requirements, the responsibility of host service to command. Family days funds for the DC shall provide a $7.50 for the selected Marine with the Corps Reserve per year for the family day events. These funds shall be only used for the events relating to the family day activities. Only those not authorized for the appropriated program funding support. Reserve units are responsible for the budgeting appropriated program funding support cover all costs associated with the family days not involved in food, entertainment, decoration required, and non-appropriated fundings. B. Requesting fund units may recover the allocated to independent duty of family funds at individual events and the other expenses have them locally appointed reasonable officers submit with the request of the DC with the deputy commander with a VIV of their commanding officer for the unused funds will be returned and checked to the units shall be maintained with the receipt with the 2 years following with the data expenditure. 3. Marine Corps Reserve the unit with the active duty training with the Marine Corps installation operated with the MCS non-appropriate funding instrument activities provided with a 50 cents per member of the reserve the unit attending reserve training with the monies may be used with the while with the units or the annual training at the command. 4. Marine Corps Reserve the other independent duties if they will not establish separate with the non-appropriated funding of the DC but they shall provide with the funding for the account for the allocation credit accounts maintained with the behalf of the independent duty Marines. Independent duty and family duty funds are subject to the audit with the MCNAFAS. Independent duties unit authorized issuance box for the CMC reading list. Using government-owned tools with equipment of the MCS recreational programs exemption from the general rule of the government property cannot be used for the private purpose of the upon individual corporate the authority may be granted to the government facility with the tools and equipment to prepare privately owned vehicles during non-duty hours, vending machines operating with the authorized Marine Corps Reserve of the unit to sell the offering food and candy. Deputy Commander shall assist the drafting contractors for vending service. All money shall be received with a check with a contract made for the available with the Deputy Commander. Central Fund H Headquarters MC with the Deputy Commander shall allocate the profits of the unit which was received. MCCS Policy Manual Chapter 9 Marine Corps Community Service Program Support.